Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is close to clinching the Democratic nomination, but Bernie Sanders is hoping to blunt some momentum with what would be a slight upset in Indiana today. An average of recent polls does have Clinton leading Sanders by roughly 7 points in Indiana, but she's looking past the state to upcoming races such as the one in West Virginia, where she faced criticism for a previous remark she made about putting the coal industry out of business.
I just want to know how you can say you're going to put a lot of coal miners out of jobs and then come in here and tell us how you're going to be our friend, because those people out there don't see you as a friend.
What I said was totally out of context from what I meant, because I have been talking about helping coal country for a very long time.
Nancy Cordes, following all of this for us, joins us now from Washington. And Nancy, again, Hillary Clinton really looking past Indiana today, in part ahead to West Virginia, where she traveled yesterday. But boy, did she hit something of a major speed bump in a discussion with voters there. Explain exactly what we just heard.
Well, essentially, Josh, everywhere she's been going in coal country, there have been protesters there to greet her, some of them waving Trump signs. They're angry about a comment that she made back in March when she said at a town hall, we're going to put the coal industry and coal miners out of business, and so we've got to do something to help them. She later said that what she meant was that the industry itself is dying, not that she is going to try to hasten that demise or put people out of work, but the damage, as you can imagine, in a region where coal is the #1 industry, certainly hurt her. And so she's going around now trying to explain what her position is, trying to explain that she has actually proposed millions of dollars in aid to these hard-hit communities, and also saying that, you know, I didn't have to come here. A lot of people told me I shouldn't, that I should just kind of move on to California because I've hurt my chances here, but that I feel bad, essentially, about people getting the wrong impression about what I want to do. So I felt like I needed to come here and clear the air.
We mentioned, again, she's looking past today's primary there in Indiana. She's got about 90% of the delegates locked up that she will need to clinch the nomination. So what would, it's a close race there in Indiana,
Yep.
At least the polls suggest, what would a win there mean for Bernie Sanders?
For Bernie Sanders, it doesn't materially change the fact that he is trailing by a very large margin. He might pick up a few more delegates, but not enough to really change the calculus. What it does say, however, to voters in upcoming states is, look, I still got juice. I know I've lost a few races in a row here, but I still have broad support, and I'm going to stay in it to the end. I'm justified for staying in it till the end. That's especially important because, as we talked about a few days ago, he has pretty dramatically cut back on his staff. He has raised less in April than he did in the preceding months. So he's running a leaner and meaner organization. He needs to rely on that free media boost of an unexpected win in a Midwest state.
And yet, for all the theories about a contested convention we thought we might see on the Republican side of things in Cleveland, Bernie Sanders is also, no matter the delegate math, promising a contested convention in Philadelphia come July. To that end, what success, if any, is he having as he looks to sway these superdelegates that will ultimately decide things?
Not much success yet. He's kind of tweaked the definition, by the way, of what a contested convention is. He's arguing that because Hillary Clinton will need a combination of pledged delegates and superdelegates to get over that threshold to become the presumptive nominee, that means that technically the convention in July will be contested. Well, you know, President Obama also in 2008 needed a combination of pledged delegates and superdelegates. That's the way the system is set up. Yes, technically superdelegates are allowed to change their affiliation and go with another candidate right up until the convention. But in this case, you've got Hillary Clinton leading in the popular vote, leading among pledged delegates, winning more states. So at this point, it's hard to see what incentive massive amounts of superdelegates would have for switching from her to Bernie Sanders.
Nancy Cordes with the Democrats. Thanks.
You're welcome.